Now, ladies and gentlemen, after waiting 4 days in the dot, Valve have finally updated CS2. And speaking of updates, Valve's recent update cycle has been all over the place. Dating all the way back to the limited test when that began until just 2 weeks ago, we saw 1 to 3 updates per week. And with this past month, it seems to be we're lucky if we get 1, maybe 2. And for those who are wondering, no, I don't have any complaints at all about the current update cycle inside CS2. I'm just really happy Valve is actually updating the game, not leaving us out of the loop and semi-communicating with us, the player base. Today's video, we're going to discuss this most recent update, that being on December 4th, so last night as of you watching today's video, break down this most recent blog post, show changes, the community's reaction, but also a quick discussion of what's to come. Today's video sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a buying and trading marketplace where you can trade off your old skins for something new. All you do is log in with Steam, then you trade the skins you no longer want to pick up the new skins you want to obtain. Any remaining cash from trading goes to your balance that can be used in any future trade. By using my code MANDO, you can get up to a free $5, and if you choose to deposit alongside using my code, you get a total of a 35% deposit bonus. With Skins Monkey's large variety of skins, they also offer daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. If interested, it'll be the top of the link in the description below. Now this is Luke in the post edit. As this video was going up, I was just waking up, but before posting it, I couldn't help but notice the sheer amount of tweets, messages on Twitter, Discord, Steam, really everywhere about the current situation with Vac'd. This will be a video later today or possibly tomorrow, depending on how long it's going to take, but at this very moment, millions in skins have been banned within the past few hours. But here's the twist. As of right now, we don't know why players are getting banned, and there's innocent people here too. People that I've played with, you've played with probably, and it's a pretty scary time at the moment. I'm sure it's just a very large bug. A lot of data miners and players in the community think it's an AMD situation 2.0 pretty much, possibly just for nivdia or something like that, where a lot of innocents are getting banned, and later on Valve will come out with a statement saying those people will get unbanned. More about the situation later today. I know it really sucks. Just stay tuned and don't freak out. Here's a quick message from Pim to help you feel better.
To those of you who have been banned, I also have a message for you. Super sorry to hear that. I don't know what's going on with Vac'd. Obviously, it's a mistake. If you have never cheated, if you've never done anything you shouldn't do, then and you got a Vac'd ban, it's a mistake. You will get your inventory back. You will have the Vac'd ban reverted. Don't worry about that. I'm sure Valve right now are on high alert, alarming, and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. It sucks. I know you may be scared. You may be a little bit sad. You know, inventory, a lot of money. That makes sense. That makes sense. I promise you, though, that there's not a world where Valve won't revert the ban if it's been by mistake. So calm down, you know, chill. I know it's easier said than done, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So firstly, for today's video, I thought I should just point this out. Maybe it's for the memes, but maybe people will take this seriously. Rockstar Games has officially revealed GTA 6 before CS2's very first operation or content update. Now on December 4th in the early afternoon, Valve released their patch notes on Twitter, which this I believe is one of the earliest updates I've seen in quite a long time. Now the community's reaction was once again kind of mixed. Many people mentioning that the last operation released was Operation Riptide 824 days ago, which that does feel like a long time, but it feels like also I was just making videos on it just a few months ago. There's still no ability to play on the left-hand side of your screen or Bob, which at this point I just feel like it's a run-on meme. And the same thing goes with C_right_hand0 being able to play on the left-hand side of your screen. Now there has been a few threads and comments about this command getting added to the game. Some players, data miners, and just people in the community think that it might be possible that they haven't added it yet because a lot of skins on the left-hand side of your screen and just the player model and the game in general would completely break. Now how true is that? I'm not sure, but it is something to think about. Once again, I feel like if it was this easy for them to add it to the game, it would get players to shut up just about one thing, but who really knows? As it goes for the blog post, it's pretty small, only having 2 categories, but at least they are listed this time and not just, well, all over the place. Now the first category up is gameplay, then there's miscellaneous. They fixed a bug where grenade throw strength adjustments were sometimes delayed. They fixed a bug attempting to switch to a grenade immediately after throwing it, it would cancel the throw, which I had this bug in pretty much all of these quite a bit in my game, and I'm glad these are all fixed, at least semi-fixed, which we'll get to later. You can now get an intermediate strength grenade throw without a delay by pressing the primary and secondary attack simultaneously. It fixed several cases of players sticking and sliding against geometry, which we will get to this later on, and I've had several comments about players feeling like they're just glue stuck to the map, and I hope this fixed it, which it kind of did, kind of didn't. Lastly, for the gameplay category, player pings on your team will now be displayed in that player's color. If you're orange, I usually play as orange, your ping is now going to be orange, and that being for all your teammates as well that they see when you ping. Now in the final category, that being miscellaneous, there's 2 sections. They fixed ace round MVP calculation bugs. They also fixed the shorthand bonus bug for incorrectly accounting for kicked players. And that pretty much concludes the blog post. Now the biggest and best changes we've seen today is that player pings on your team specifically to a location or item in-game will now be that player's color on your team. So you can differentiate who, well, pinged what. Now the second thing up is nades, just nades entirely. The nade bug, by not loading it, you would throw it, it would cancel it out, you would throw a nade and it would just disappear, and buying them entirely, as well as inspecting them, was just all bugged to hell. And it seems to be as of now that is completely fixed, which I'm very happy about. Now touching on the nade bug, but just bugs in general, especially after this big recent update, that being 4.5 gigabytes in file size last week, a lot of these bugs that we see in-game come from these bigger updates. And that's something we have to discuss that I don't think gets talked about enough here on YouTube. And lastly, at least in my opinion, the most important message in this blog post, at least as of right now, is the semi-fix to movement, so you don't feel as sticky, that being in-game or to a certain surface. But I didn't really think it was a bug, I just thought my game was just being very weird that day. Teammates I was playing with said they were lagging. Looking back on it, just like the nade bug and a few other things, I also had this as well on countless maps. Feeling like glue stuck to the ground with your knife out in spawn while you're on your own was already pretty bad, and then you take into account getting shot at the same time, you were pretty much dead on the spot. There was no exit for you if you were getting shot right in the open. Now, something that wasn't mentioned by Valve in this most recent blog post was actually mentioned by Aquarius on Twitter late last night after this update came out. Apparently in the update files, Aquarius found that Valve fixed, or more so patched, a bug where players could essentially have a free built-in wall hack by removing certain shader files. Now, big question for you guys, how many people abused it and how/will they get banned? In my opinion, I think these players will get banned. I feel like if it's just inputting a simple command to the console to break the game, that's kind of Valve's fault at the end of the day, and they need to fix that ASAP. As soon as you start messing with game files, deleting or add certain files, you know, it's just game over for you. Now, the second thing up that wasn't included in the blog post that I feel like should have been in here is Premier matchmaking right now is completely broken. If you're on a more than 2 or 3 game win streak, especially if you're 7 to 10,000 playing with people that are 15, 16,000 ranking on your team for Premier, you're getting well over 2,000 points a game right now. That's if you're winning. And if you're the highest rank in the lobby playing with a level 8 to 10,000 in Premier, maybe it's a 5-man, you're also on a win streak, you're still getting well over 1,000 points. And even if you're on a losing streak, you're not going to lose more than 200, yet gain 600 possibly. We'll go more in depth in this for tomorrow's video, but I feel like this has a lot more complications than many people think. I don't know how or if it could have, but I definitely think it could have messed up the trust factor to some degree. We had similar problems like this inside CSGO for a couple brief moments towards the end and within the last 3 years as well. That pretty much concludes this most recent update. Let me know what you guys think down below. Seems like Valve's in a really sticky spot, if that's what you want to say. No pun intended, with players getting stuck to the ground inside CS2 currently. I wish there was some way we could find a sweet spot between getting a really good update, that being big in file size, but also one that works, and also not having existing bugs carrying over to the next update, but also creating new ones at that. We have to look on the bright side of things. Things are improving. The game's in a lot better of a spot than it was at release, which also means we're much more closer now to content than we ever have been yet. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.